you cannot say that things are difficult when you're living in conspicuous consumption. The things you don't do. Nigeria today is a country with the highest amount of people without homes. Over 24 million. Yet, you're spending 20-something billion to build a house for one person. Mr. Johnson, are you saying that a vice president of Nigeria cannot live in a 4-bedroom house? You live in the UK. 10 Downing Street is 3 rooms. That is an economy that is almost 10 times our economy today. And the Prime Minister lives in 3 rooms. So that's where you start.
A bill for an act to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make electronic transmission, electronic auto collation, and live online publication of election results mandatory by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and for related matters. So it's not about just transmission of from EC8A to IREV. No. This 2025 proposed bill that we have here goes beyond that. Because what we saw is that INEC sends the form EC8A, all manner of copies. Sometimes it's a picture of somebody in the restroom, and then sometimes it's all manner of forged things. No, this amendment bill goes beyond that. It's saying that you will make INEC to compulsorily, mandatorily ensure to make the transmission, electronic auto collation, which means that once the result is declared in a polling unit, INEC is displaying it to us real time. Before that result is taken to the registration area collation center or the ward collation center, we are seeing the result from the polling unit. So all those collation that will take place in the ward, that will take place in the local government, that will take place at the state, they will just be for, what do you call this thing? Okay, let me just use backup. They will just be for doing the normal paperwork to provide evidence of the paperwork, but the election result would have gone immediately the result is announced at the polling unit. That way, all this snatching of ballot boxes, all this mayhem that takes place in the polling unit, they will not be there anymore. And guess what? Look at where it gets even more beautiful. It says live online publication of electronic results. So INEC will be mandated by this amendment to transmit the result live on the INEC website. You will have the map of Nigeria with the state, with the local government, with the ward, with the polling unit. You can access them just the way you see it on CNN when they are doing the American. They can do it. It's very easily achievable. We have our own software that can do that. And we are just individuals. We don't have billions of naira given to us for elections. So INEC cannot say they cannot do it with all the billions that we gave them, 350 billion naira. They can do it. 2027 will not be business as usual, but that depends on whether we take action today. Now, in addition to INEC publishing those results on their website, this Electoral Amendment Act will mandate INEC to do another thing: provide publicly available APIs that TV stations can use, that civil society organizations can use, that individuals can use, NGOs can use to display election results in real time from polling units on their own websites too, or for television programs, so that as the results are coming, we are seeing it. It does not leave any room for manipulation. This is the game changer. Tinubu will not like this. APC will not like this. Most of the lawmakers in the National Assembly will not like this. But the law is the law. We have a right to demand this amendment. And this is what all Nigerians must demand. Any Nigerian that is not demanding this electoral amendment is an enemy of Nigeria. It doesn't matter who that person is. Let's go further. Now, section 50 or section 50 subsection 2 says voting at an election and transmission of results under this act shall be in accordance with the procedure determined by the commission. That's the old one. Now, here's the new one. Say voting at an election shall be by such method as the commission may prescribe, provided that every result from a polling unit shall immediately after announcement be transmitted electronically. Let me zoom it in a little. Yes. Shall be transmitted electronically through a secure real-time system approved by the commission and capable of end-to-end description. Such transmission is mandatory and forms an integral part of the polling process. Then we put in a new subsection in that section 50 of the Electoral Act 2022. Subsection 5. It says a presiding officer who fails to comply with subsection 2 commits an offense and is liable on conviction to imprisonment for 5 years or a fine of 5 million naira or both, and any result so affected shall be void. So INEC officials cannot be misbehaving the way they misbehaved in the 2023 elections. They don't have that liberty anymore. This, and you will see another provision later that makes this section easily justiciable. Easily justiciable. Okay, so let me shift this a little. Okay, fine. Section 60, which talks about counting of votes and forms. Section 60 subsection 5 is amended by deleting the phrase in a manner as prescribed by the commission and substituting the following. Say, by simultaneously A, uploading a scanned copy of Form EC8A, and B, pushing the result data packet, including the total accredited voters and votes scored by each candidate, via an INEC certified electronic device, BVAS, to the National Electronic Transmission System immediately after announcement at the polling unit. We can't leave INEC to act on its own volition, act on its own prerogative, and expect elections to be free and fair. These kind of conditions are the things that we need to force INEC to do. They will not like this, but we must demand it. They can't come out openly to say that they don't like it, because they don't have the moral ground to say that they don't like it. Because if they come out to openly say they don't like it, then they will be openly saying they are planning to rig, even though we know that they are already planning to do that. And we are also putting things in place to make sure that rigging will be impossible. Even if they don't pass this Electoral Amendment Act, rigging will be impossible. They are counting, they have started campaign for 2027. We have started our own arrangement. And part of the things that we need will include you coming to join us to form a new political party. Don't sit and say it's not doable, it's doable. We'll talk about that later. Let's continue with this Electoral Amendment Act 2025.